Hello, so this is a revision video for AP Chemistry 8.6, Molecular Structure of Acids and Bases. The strength of an acid depends on how readily it donates a proton, a H+ ion. This is influenced by two key factors: the polarity and strength of the hydrogen bond within the acid, so how easily the hydrogen bond to the acid can break, and the stability of the conjugate base, A- ion, that gets formed when the proton is lost. The more stable the conjugate base, the more the HA equilibrium favors dissociation, and the stronger the acid. Strong acids like HCl and HNO3 fully dissociate in water. Their conjugate bases, so Cl- and NO3-, are very stable, so they don't readily accept the proton, which means they remain as the conjugate base ion, keeping the acid molecules dissociated in solution. Electronegativity and resonance delocalization affect conjugate base stability. For electronegativity, a conjugate base is more stable if the negative charge is held by a more electronegative atom. For example, the strong acid HCl has a conjugate base of Cl-. The chlorine is highly electronegative, so the Cl- holds the negative charge easily. The electrons remain attracted to the chlorine's nucleus, and this makes it difficult for the chlorine to reaccept a H+ ion. For resonance delocalization, conjugate bases that delocalize the negative charge across multiple atoms are more stable. For example, carboxylic acids form conjugate base ions, RCOO-. The negative charge on the COO- is spread over two oxygen atoms via resonance, making it more stable. Electronegative atoms near the acidic proton, the hydrogen that gets donated by the acid, pull electron density away, polarizing the bond and making the H+ ion easier to remove. For example, in H2SO4, the presence of several electronegative oxygen atoms draws electron density away from the OH bond, polarizing it and weakening it, making it easier to break. Weaker bonds between the hydrogen and the rest of the acid molecule are easier to break, increasing acid strength, even if the electronegativity of the conjugate base is weaker. For example, as you go down group 7 for the hydrogen halides, hydrogen iodide is the strongest acid because the Hi bond is the weakest, the bond is easy to break, and the conjugate base ion is stable, meaning the acid readily reacts and releases a H+ ion. This can be summarized by a few key rules. Strong acids have very weak conjugate bases. They dissociate completely, and their conjugate bases are extremely weak, often inert in water. These anions are stabilized by electronegativity or resonance. Weak acids have weakly basic conjugate bases. Weak acids only partially dissociate, and their conjugate bases may readily accept H+ ions, often acting as weak bases in an equilibrium system. Strong bases have very weak conjugate acids. Strong bases such as group 1 and group 2 hydroxides fully dissociate in water to form OH- ions. Their conjugate acids, for example Na+ and Ca2+ ions, are neutral and don't react with water. Weak bases have moderately strong conjugate acids. Weak bases partially accept protons, and their conjugate acids may donate protons back, acting as weak to moderate acids. These are often nitrogen-containing species with lone pairs, for example ammonia NH3 and amines.